This is TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, and the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Over 2 million men worldwide choose Manscaped for all their below-the-waist needs. For those that love the Lawnmower 3.0, well, I got news for you. The Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they have successfully created the Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. The new trimmer even allows you to customize your trim all through additional guards lengths, sizes 1 through 4. And looks-wise, it's sleek with a two-tone matte and gloss finish, even features a hot foil stamp black chrome Manscaped logo. Show your mower off loud and proud. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code State of Saints, and you will save 20% off of the Lawnmower 4.0 as well as other Manscaped items. That's manscaped.com. Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And I want to thank you for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And I know as I am streaming this podcast live, a lot of things are going on right now. There's a hurricane down in New Orleans. Is absolutely devastating. You know, some of the things that I've been seeing, the video footage that's been going out there. My prayers go out to all the people in my hometown of the city of New Orleans. And I want people to understand this. I'm not doing this to be facetious. I'm not doing this, just to be behind this mic and, just to get some attention. I'm actually doing this because me personally, I understand about hurricanes. I know how they work. Back in 2005, on this very day, Hurricane Katrina hit. And me growing up in the Ninth Ward in New Orleans, I lost everything that I had. And I remember as we went to Vicksburg, Mississippi, I can remember I was just trying to find something that should help me to escape what was going on during that tragic time. So I was on the fence about doing a podcast, and some people might think this is in bad taste for me doing a podcast as of right now. But to be honest with you, I don't really think so. I think that the best thing for us to do, and I understand that people are going through, but for us to get through this together and just give us a few minutes to at least escape what's going on and some of the things that we're hearing. And I thought that the one thing that always used to bring us together, the fact that I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the fact when I left New Orleans, I moved to Vicksburg, the one thing that did draw us together was this team. It was the New Orleans Saints. You had people that got on school buses and went throughout this country. But the one thing that kept us all together and one thing that all kept us as a member of that community was the New Orleans Saints. And I just thought, like, what better way for us to get through this than think back to those times 16 years ago when that devastation happened, the thing that drew us back together, and that was the New Orleans Saints. So for those that may feel like this is a, bad taste, I do apologize. That's not my intentions. But my intentions is for a few minutes for us to escape and talk a little bit about something that we love, which is the New Orleans Saints. And I just want to talk a little bit about the team. Of course, we know that the team relocated to Dallas due to the hurricane. They canceled the game versus the Arizona Cardinals that was supposed to take place in the Superdome. The Saints are practicing at Cowboy Stadium. They're getting themselves prepared for the Week 1 matchup versus the Green Bay Packers. We all know that Jameis Winston is going to be the starting quarterback. That came out a couple of days ago. So we now know where this team actually stands. We know that Jameis Winston is going to be the starter, but it just made me wonder, like, what is going to happen to Taysom Hill? Taysom Hill is a guy who has done so many great things, with the New Orleans Saints. He has done wondrous things with the team, and he has always been that Swiss Army knife. He has come in certain situations, but I'm looking at Taysom Hill's age, and he's getting up there, and I'm just wondering to myself, does Taysom Hill want to continue to be that Swiss Army knife, or does he want to go out here and pursue a career as a quarterback? So I'm just wondering to myself, could this be the final time that we're actually checking out or seeing Taysom Hill in the Saints uniform? Maybe he will want to go out to another team and try to see if he can get that opportunity to be a starting quarterback. But I do think that Taysom Hill is extremely important to this team. I think that Taysom Hill is a guy who we really need to count on in order to help the team get to where they need to be, especially since we're talking about Michael Thomas being out for some time, and we know that Taysom Hill is a guy that you can line up in different formations. He can play quarterback, he can play tight end, he can play H back, he can do all these different things for the New Orleans Saints and help them to be more effective offensively. So I do understand on one hand he wants to be a quarterback, but I think as of right now, I think he needs to focus on that Swiss Army role. Me personally, I don't think that Taysom Hill will ever really get a fair shake as a quarterback, because you're going to have some teams out here that have these quarterbacks, and they're going to think to themselves, why is it that he just couldn't make it on this team? And it might be hard for him. And they might give him an opportunity, but it might be a very short leash. They might have drafted a quarterback in order to be the backup in case something goes wrong, or they're not going to give him a fair opportunity. So for me, I just feel like he may need to embrace this Swiss Army role, because I think this is going to keep him in the league for a long time. But I want to hear from you. I want to know what you all think. Feel free to comment, ask any questions that you feel. That's what I'm here for on this episode of State of the Saints podcast. And everybody that's out there right now that's being affected by the hurricane, you're in my prayers, and hopefully, you and your family are safe. Terrio says, y'all be safe out there. No power right now, but I can't miss this one. Well, I'm gonna try to, yeah, and I understand that. I'm not gonna be on here alone. I understand that some people, without power and stuff like that. I don't want to drain anybody's power by having a lone show, but I do want to let everybody know that I am thinking about it. I really do, and I was on the fence. I was on the fence about this one. But I just think that it's you know, I just think that I think it's the right thing to do. Let's see, BNG breakdown, giving a special shout out to him. Yo, Jube. Brian says, "How about you do it?" I don't know exactly. Oh yeah, I guess you're talking about a podcast. I think I heard y'all talking about that. Who that? Hope everyone is safe down in New Orleans. Jake Paul or Woodley? Who y'all got? I ain't even thinking about that, man. I just think that when these type of things go down, I just think that it just to me it's kind of disrespectful to the sport of boxing, because these guys aren't really fully focused on actually mastering the craft. They're mostly just trying to get a quick money grab. So to be honest with you, I don't really care. I don't have a YouTube channel. Sure, don't mean to bug you. And see, Brian, I'm focused on Idol right now. Yeah. Let's see, praying for New Orleans. Yeah, definitely, Doug. We're definitely. Tahir said Drew commentating right now. Yeah, Drew Brees on Sunday Night Football right now, and he got a lot of those Atlanta Falcon fans mad. They mad because they're like, man, why they don't have no respect for us? They got Drew Brees on commentary, I'm like Drew Brees signed a contract with NBC. So what y'all think? Y'all think he not gonna call some of these games? Like if y'all play on Sunday night, of course Drew Brees is going to be doing commentary on the game. So y'all not that important. I don't know why Atlanta Falcon fan trying to make themselves feel more important than what they actually are. Like nobody really care. Y'all on Sunday night football. Be happy about that. I heard one fan say, "Oh, they don't care about us. They ain't got no respect for us." Y'all haven't done anything for like 3 to 4 years. Like y'all haven't made the playoffs. Y'all been a joke offensively and defensively. So it's kind of easy for people just to kind of look past y'all. Like nobody is not going to be elevating and putting up no team that ain't making no playoffs and ain't in no type of contention for no division title. So I'm just saying, and I know they just mad. I mean, I'd be upset with Drew Brees too. I mean, if Drew Brees like straight dominated, that series as long as he's been the Saints quarterback, and we all know that that's his second home out there in Atlanta because every time he hits Atlanta, we know that he goes out there and he handles his business. So I mean, I understand why they're upset, but they're gonna be upset for a while because if they end up playing on Sunday nights, I mean, Drew Brees gonna be on commentary, so they might as well get used to it. What up, TJ? I'm in the dark with no power in a hotel on Canal Street, third floor, Hurricane Ida. So I'm here to listen. Donald, man, be careful out there. I understand that they didn't have any power. I think something happened with energy, if I'm not mistaken. Man, it just man, the one thing that does frustrate me about this whole hurricane thing, you would think like 16 years, new infrastructure, you would think that they'll have like this stuff together, man. I understand that power is going to go out, but it just seemed like too many glitches be going on. This is a city that constantly gets bad weather, so and hopefully they can fix these type of issues in the future. Praying for Mississippi too. That bad boy headed our way. Yeah, my mom's out there in Vicksburg. They're supposed to get some bad weather that way. My older brother EJ, he evacuated, man. So, they got out of there. So, I mean, it's just rough right now, and you know, I'm just praying for everybody out there. Prayers for you, Jerry, and all the Who That fam who are affected. Yeah, I mean, besides New Orleans, is anybody else power out in certain areas? Like I know about New Orleans, the whole city is out. I mean, I've seen that notification. So Jules said, "Hey TJ, what's going on, Jules? Appreciate you being here. So let's go through this together." Yeah, man. Look, I'm in this. I'm in it. I'm not like I don't know. It's not like I don't know this stuff from personal experience. I can remember that, man. I can remember being on the highway. I remember in my uncle's white Lincoln Town car. You know what I'm saying? Heading down the I-10. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to get up out of there. During Hurricane Katrina. I can remember that, man. I remember he had no air conditioning. We had to wind down the windows, and I remember us stuck in traffic. And I remember, falling asleep, and you know, I remember it was daytime. Woke up like in the evening. We rolling up out of there, and I could just remember like I asked him what time it is. And he told me, and I was like, man, so we've been in traffic for 5 hours. Like we was in traffic like 5 hours before we was able to like get like smooth sailing. And yeah, man, was on our way to Vicksburg. And I can just remember, man, my life was never the same. After that, I can just remember that. I wouldn't have never thought like man, if you're from New Orleans, you kind of understand it. Like growing up as a kid, that when they used to have these storms, it looks like it was going to happen, and then the storm at the last minute will roll away. So it's almost like the story, like the boy who cried wolf, right? The storm gonna come, and eventually, like everybody get all nervous, and then it don't come. And a lot of us felt the same way when Katrina happened, but Katrina ended up being a life changing storm. And I just think that the infrastructure of New Orleans and Louisiana as a whole is much better than it was 16 years ago. The city was not prepared for that type of devastation, so they spent a lot of money, trying to fix the infrastructure. So hopefully those that new technology holds up. I think it's about that time you guys do another podcast on NFC South, just like the last one, but just a preview the preseason games. Um, Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm open to doing some stuff like that. You know, I don't have a problem with doing that at all. You know, I've been on a couple of podcasts where we talk about the NFC South, and you know, I don't mind doing anything like that. I think it would be a good show as long as people have something good to bring, man. You know, I don't mind. You know, but I don't like I like objectivity. You know what I'm saying? I like a person that roots for a team, but they're objective. You know, I don't want them to like to be so heavily emotional and emotionally invested in their team to a point where they can't see a certain point of view. And because they're so emotionally invested, they want to go back and forth. I don't like all that kind of stuff, man. I like some commentary because I feel like if fans of your team coming on the show, fans of New Orleans Saints are coming on the show, you know, because I'm representing the state of the Saints, let's talk about this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like let's find out some things about each other. You know, not just sitting up there, oh, your quarterback suck, oh, your running game suck, oh, your defense suck. Nah, man, come on. We ain't got no power. This good entertainment. Swag out entertainment. I'm not gonna hold you long, like the preachers say on Sunday. I'm not gonna hold you long. But you know, I just want to let y'all know, you know, that I'm thinking about you. Ready to listen. And see, Donald says it's also now Hurricane Ida is a Category 3 storm. Well, I heard that it was moving kind of slow, man. Like it was moving fast at first, and then all of a sudden it just started moving a tad bit slower, man. That's what I don't want. You know, it's best for it to kind of just do its thing, slide on through. You know, if those slow hurricanes that be swirling and stuff like that take a long time to pass through, those are the ones that you know I'd be worried about. Who that everybody? Please be safe from Ida. And Jameis showed that he is ready. Yeah, the last preseason game that we seen from Jameis Winston was a really good preseason game, man. I mean, the dude really showed like what he had. He showed a lot of zip on the football, and you know, Jameis' arm talent has never been an issue. Jameis has always possessed great arm talent. The ability to get the ball downfield has always been a plus for Jameis. The only issue is, you know, it's the turnovers, the decision making. He cuts down on like the bad decisions. He can be a really good quarterback. I mean, he has like top five, top 10 arm talent. Yeah, Taysom is 31. Yeah, I mean, you don't know how many opportunities you're going to get to be a starting quarterback. You're not. Jameis is only 27 years old. Yeah, the sky's the limit for him. You know, the sky's the limit for him. So I think that you know, I'm trying to see. Jared telling Josh telling me to turn my mic up. So hold on 1 second. Tell me if y'all can hear me better. Do I sound louder now? Do I sound louder or about the same? Let's see. All right. Hopefully y'all can hear me a little bit better now. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear me a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I turn the mic down because not only do I do the podcast here, sometimes I do remote broadcasting for the radio station. And sometimes the volume has to change, you know, for different things that I'm doing. So if I do it remotely at the radio station, sometimes, you know, I have to kind of change the volume. The volume is completely different when I do like remote broadcast than what I do on podcast. So I'm glad you all can hear me, man. Jules says these folks think they are going to run you over or Ray Lewis. Atlanta still sucks. Atlanta, it's gonna take them a while for them to try to figure things out. They have a brand new secondary, new defensive coordinator, new head coach. So it's gonna take them a while, man. They're gonna have to be patient if they want to find some success. You know. Listen to Drew Brees on Sunday Night Football. He believes that Jameis will be an awesome QB1. Well, you know, I mean, Drew knew, you know, in his heart who the most likely the guy was going to be. And a lot of those guys knew too. I don't care what anybody says. Those guys knew before we knew. If you look at some of the podcasts, some of the interviews those guys done, they always were talking like as if Jameis was going to be the starting quarterback. And you can tell the way that they played, even for him. Like the offense just looked completely different when he was in the game. And anybody that just feels like those guys, like, okay, well, they block like this for everybody. No, they don't. Like, those players know who gives them the best option to win. Like, that's the reason why, like, last season, like, if you followed the Dolphins, that situation, when Ryan Fitzpatrick was playing really good, they got upset when Tua Tagovailoa, they said it was going to start him because they knew at that particular time they watched Tua in practice and they watched Ryan and they felt Ryan was the best option. Those guys know who the best option is, and they know it, like, and so I don't think it's a coincidence, you know. I don't think it's a coincidence that this guy just really just stepped up and a lot of people just saw how good he was, man. It looked like they were doing a little bit extra. It's like they were doing a little bit extra. I hope Pax adjusted your sound since he the sound man. Yeah, man. He definitely he definitely quality control, man. Yeah, like he definitely will press the buttons up and down, man. And now we have to be careful now too, Jared, because now he's tall enough to hit the light switch now. So now he's turning the lights on outside and turn the lights on in other rooms, and we got lights on, that we didn't even know that be on, but it's on for like 2 days. So yeah, he's experimenting, man, but he's definitely he definitely got a future in sound. He just need to work on his levels. He'll be just fine. TJ, how much do you believe Drew's shoulder injury way back when caused him a significant amount of arm power? No, I don't, Keno. I really don't think it cost him a lot of arm power. Drew Brees has never had a strong arm. Drew Brees has never like been one of those guys that can just really wing it out there. He's just been an extremely accurate, extremely efficient quarterback, and it paid dividends for him. I mean, he didn't have the worst arm in the world. I mean, it wasn't like top 10, but I mean, he was able to get the ball down the field, and he was able to do the things that he needed to do. But I don't think the arm injury had anything to do with the fact that he couldn't get the ball down the field the way that some of those great quarterbacks could. I don't think it affected him in his prime. I mean, Drew Brees could still wing it, but I don't think the injury had anything to do with it. I just think that he just didn't have that top 10 arm strength. Hey TJ, do you play Madden? Yeah, man. I actually downloaded the trial version of Madden, the one that you can play for 10 hours. Because to be honest with you, I was just trying to see is it worth it? And I don't have a PlayStation 5 or anything like that. Those things just so happen. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's so hard to find those. But if you have Madden 22 on Xbox One, like I just played, I mean, if you have Madden 21, you got Madden 22. I mean, there's nothing different about it, and I just feel like Madden has been finessing us for years. Like, there's nothing new about it. The only thing it is the same game with an updated roster. That's just the way I feel about it. So yeah, I do play it. I mean, I played the new version earlier on Xbox One, and I have to say I'm not really impressed. I mean, it's the same exact game. You probably hear one or two different things from commentary that you didn't hear last year, but it's just the same exact game. So that's how I feel about it. You know, I mean, I just feel like if 2K came out with a game, if NFL gave rights to 2K and they can make a game kind of similar to Madden, I just feel like the Madden franchise probably gonna falter because we remember like when they made 2K 5, where Terrell Owens on there, that was like one of the best football games they ever made, and EA Sports, they got nervous because they knew that they was going to lose it, just like they lost Live, right? Not 2K killing them. And NBA Live tried to come back, but I mean, it was just more of a whimper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just was terrible. So they do better, like, never letting 2K get their hands on that because if they do, it's a wrap. Okay, it's a wrap. Efficiency is more important than a deep ball. I agree. I agree. I think that some people just fall in love with this deep balls. You know what I'm saying? Like down the field. Like they just think that that defines like a great quarterback. No, it don't. Like you can have great downfield deep ball skills. But if you can't get the ball where it needs to be, and you can't complete the short intermediate throws. Yes, you're going to have some issues. I don't think that. I just think that the deep balls down the field like impress like the media and like they tell you that's what it takes to be a great quarterback. No, it doesn't. As long as you're efficient, you get the ball where it needs to be, and you can take a deep shot when necessary to keep the defense honest. Then you'll be just fine. Drew was actually a gunslinger. If we really are going to be real, yeah, he was able to get the ball downfield when he was in it. When he first got to the Saints, and then of course, he started to get older. Arm strength started to diminish. Man, Father Time is undefeated. TJ, I just want to say I know the Saints are going to at least split with the Bucks. What do you think? Yeah, I think they have what it takes to split with the Bucks. I don't buy into that rhetoric and stuff like that people talking about. Like they don't follow the teams the way that we do. They don't see what the Saints have done, and they don't see the type of coaching staff that the Saints have. So I don't buy into that. Right? The media sometimes are so matter of fact. They have been telling people for years that the Saints have been led by Drew Brees, and when Drew Brees leaves, they're going to be nothing. Well, if you keep on saying that over and over again, you don't really follow the team. Of course, you're going to start to believe that because you have a lot of reporters that don't really follow the team, and that's the narrative. That's what they go to. They go to, they're nothing without Drew Brees, or when the game is on Monday night, they put the focal point on Drew Brees and Sean Payton, but they have not really paid attention to how good this team has been over the last couple of years, in spite the fact that Drew Brees has not played in 9 of those games. So that's on them. But I think that this team is going to be really, really formidable. And if they don't take the time out to do it, then they're doing a disservice because, we all know that they try to create these narratives in order for, people to continue to follow them. But I mean, Lee's speaks some real, you know. Drew is the greatest accurate passer ever. Yeah, I mean, he was extremely accurate. And when you have that type of accuracy, you're going to be successful. Did anybody ever play Tecmo Bowl? Man, what? Got that right here. Yes, sir. We played it. We still playing it. I would like to thank you and B&G Breakdown on motivating me to do my own live podcast instead of highlight videos. Yeah, man, look, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Like if you like doing podcasts, I mean, do it. It's fun to do. I enjoy doing it. And I think it's one of the best decisions I ever made. I get opportunity to talk to some amazing people. I get opportunity to make some of my ideas come to life, and it's extremely fun. So, congratulations to you. And if you want to start your own podcast and you want to get behind the mic and talk about some of your feelings about your favorite teams or your favorite subjects, do it, man. I think people don't really get into podcasts because they just so quick to want to become overnight success. No success is going to happen overnight. It don't work like TV. TV, it happens overnight. Or you walking down the street and somebody discovers you. But if you put the work in, man, and you're really focused on what you want to do, man, the sky's the limit for you. And just enjoy the process. That's the best advice I can give to anybody that wants to start a podcast. My goal is more Super Bowl trophies. I think there's everybody goal, to have their team celebrating the Lombardi Trophy. Yes, Tecmo Bowl was cool. Yeah, man, the only game you can throw a 108-yard touchdown. My mind says Saints sweep the Succaneers. I don't believe that. I think that they probably gonna split. I agree with that. We can beat the Bucks 2 times, hopefully 3. Well, nah. Look, I don't even want to play them 3 times. Okay, and if we play them 3 times, let's split so the third time can be, you know, winner take all. Father Time is undefeated unless it's Tom Brady. Yeah, he the only person that seems to be beating Father Time. Love Tecmo Bowl. Your signal is fading, bro. Sorry about that if it is. You know, I was rooting for Kevin White to make a name for himself with us, but I think he blew it. Yeah, I mean, look, that's why you got to take that opportunity, man. I'm pretty sure he probably dropped those passes, seeing that he didn't get cut, and he was like, okay, I get another opportunity. Now the storm happened, and we're just wondering to ourselves, okay, is he going to get another opportunity? Maybe his practice, maybe him practicing is going to help him, become better. You know what I'm saying? Or give him a better opportunity to make it. But from what I'm seeing, Um, you know, I don't know, man. TJ, last time I checked, Favre had 20 touchdowns, 29 interception season. He never was made the poster boy for interceptions. They just said he was playing backyard football. Man, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. I mean, Brett Favre threw all them picks. He running down the field. Oh, look at the childhood. Look at the inner child of Brett Favre. He's like playing football outside. He's like the little boy out here playing football. Man, look, if they like you, they gonna write stories about you that make people not, you know, look bad, look down on you. But I'm just wondering, like, how did Jameis Winston, and I would feel the same way. I'm not gonna lie about this. I would feel the same way even if he didn't play for the Saints. I would wonder how is it that people just continue, like, just made this man like the poster boy for failure or something like that. Like, I just don't understand it. Staying safe in the storm. Prayer for everyone. Great job, TJ. Your platform has grown and you have earned it. I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate you being here and everybody else for being here as well. Pete Carmichael Jr. also got tons of credit for the offense, also. Yeah, Pete Carmichael, I think a lot of people don't really give him as much credit. Is because a lot of people look at Sean Payton as being the play caller and more like Pete Carmichael just out there. I don't think Winston will give a discount because he's already given one. Well, he shouldn't. This is a business, man. Look, teams got to go ahead and shuck up that bread. Like I don't buy into that hometown discount stuff. Like we ain't about to look. If we do a good job and we do real good at our job, we ain't about to say, well, you know what, man, I made a lot of money in my career. Man, y'all can go ahead and cut my money. Hell no. You're gonna be like, man, look, they better get like if we had $20 wrong on our check, I know I ain't lying because I look, I've been in management. I was a store manager for 12 years, okay, 12 to 13 years. When somebody get $20 wrong on their check, man, I worked from 6 to 8 right here, and they said that I only work till 4 o'clock. Nah, bruh. Y'all know y'all about to go in that office to get them $20. So why is it that when somebody else feel like they're worth something, all of a sudden, man, they done made enough? Like, did you make enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you make enough money? No. Look, if your $20 missing, you looking for it. I know I ain't lying. Like you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. The whole city of New Orleans doesn't have power and it's really bad, but the dome is still playable. Okay. Well, it's just unfortunate people don't have power, man. I'm hoping they can fix these issues, so people can have some power. Uh, and Mr. Success, thank you very much for $2. Says I ain't coming overnight, yo. Yeah, success don't come overnight. TJ, you remember NFL Quarterback Club? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that game, man. Yeah, it wasn't one of my favorite games. I thought it was trash, but that's just me. Look at Jamar Chase. He hasn't played football in a while, and he's got the droppies. Yeah, I mean, look, he gonna get better, man. I mean, probably nervous. Big stage, NFL. He'll get it together. He's a good wide receiver. He drop passes in practice a day after the game. Man, he'll get it. He'll get it together. I would whoop Tom Brady like a runaway slave. Okay. Hi from Dallas, but I'm a who that for life. That's what I'm talking about, Curtis. Got a rep for the squad, even out there in Dallas. Jamar got alligator arms right now. He'll get it together, man. I ain't gonna give up on the guy. Let me see. Also, should get a lot of credit. Also, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think he's man. Look, a lot of these guys don't get credit because of the coaching staff and stuff like that, and what they really think about these guys. That's Tom Brady, really. Blitz the league. I remember that. Jameis 101 said that. I think it is Jameis' best interest if he balls out to stay in New Orleans. I think he wants to be great, and Sean Payton gives him the best opportunity. I agree with that. I agree with that. But at the same time, you got to pay these guys, man. You know, like I want to get paid. You want to get paid, right? So, if you're good at what you do, you want to be compensated as such. All this hometown discount and taking a discount and nah, bro, it don't work like that in real life. Y'all know it. Y'all know it don't. Ghostface, thank you very much for the $20. Says who that TJ. Ghostface, thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate that. Hey, do you know Big Q? Sydney, yeah, I've been on Big Q show a couple times. Big Q has been on this show before. Yeah, Big Q is a good friend of mine, and we I enjoy when we always collab together, man. He does an outstanding job. Definitely know who Big Q is. I've been on that show a couple times, man. I enjoy his commentary. Would you say Chase is a bust already? No, no, man. Come on, like you can't call a guy a bust like this early, man. I mean, he's only played like what 3 preseason games. That's not a nah, man. I call that man no bust. I do not like the fact that Winston and Aaron Brooks number. Look, I don't look. I don't care what number he in, as long as he ball out. Chase is going to be a star. Yeah, I agree with that. I believe that. Jamar Chase got to get more reps to get back into football shape. I agree with that. I think he's gonna be okay. Hey TJ, does Kwon Baker make the team? Have not heard much about him. I think he's gonna make the practice squad. I can see him staying on the practice squad. The Saints' wide receiver group is a little bit different. They try to get guys acclimated to the offense first and help them become more fundamentally sound before they hit the field. So I think you're probably gonna see like people like Lil Jordan Humphreys out there. Guys that been in the system for quite some time that understand what Sean Payton actually wants, what Curtis Johnson actually wants. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Chase just needs to get away from the crazy chick he got. Well, I don't know who his girlfriend is, but whoever, stopping him and prohibiting him from being great, he needs to get away from it if that's the case. If both of the quarterbacks fail and defense keep up in contention halfway through the season, do you make the call to Breeze? No, you don't make the call to Breeze. You just try to reevaluate the situation. Do you have the right guys on the team, or do you need to go out there and maybe draft another player or try to sign somebody in free agency? That's just the way that it goes. That's just the nature of the beast. But we just gotta hope that these guys actually have a succession plan that works. And it's not like how some of these other teams have been, when they had that succession plan. They didn't have themselves prepared for life after that particular player. The good thing about the Saints is how many teams can actually say, they lost an all-time great quarterback and they got somebody that was the first overall pick in the draft who threw for 5,000 yards. And like I said, people can say whatever they want about Jameis, and I get it. Like can't turn the ball over 30 plus times, but that was just one season, man. And I just feel like the system has a lot to do with a guy being successful. I mean, we seen Baker Mayfield throw a lot of interceptions, back in 2019, right? And then in 2020, what he had about 26 touchdowns, 8 picks under on Kevin Stefanski. So I do feel like system actually matters. You need a guy that's able to, take your strengths and be able to utilize them and make you a better quarterback, and then give you little nuances of making yourself better along the way. So I think that this can be a perfect relationship, Sean Payton and Jameis Winston, because I feel like Sean Payton is a guy that can reel Jameis in, and when he's too far out there, you know what I'm saying? Like he can actually bring him back in, and he can put like different, players in place in order for him to make the throws that he can make very easy to make. So I think that this is a good combination, and I don't think that the story about Jameis Winston has been written yet. I think he has all the talent in the world. I just think that he needs the right coach around him in order to bring it out of him. Not a coach that just it's so egotistical that he just feels like his system works, and no matter who the quarterback is, they're going to run his system. That's not the recipe for success. The recipe for success is somebody understanding what a player's strengths are, and they utilize those strengths. That was one thing that Jim Trotter, he was on the show a couple months ago, and he talked about when Teddy Bridgewater was the starter in one of the games. I want to say it was against the Cowboys, and he said he seen Sean Payton in a corner, and he was talking about. He asked him, He asked Sean Payton what's going on. You actually won the game. Why you look like you lost? He said, I didn't put Teddy in the best position to succeed. So the next day, he went into the office and he talked to Teddy and said, what things do you like to do? And he started to scheme around that. Thus, we seen Teddy Bridgewater start to play better, start making more plays, start getting the ball down the field, and we seen him become a little bit more technically sound. He actually got himself paid 3 years, $60 million in Carolina. So I just think that it has a lot to do with who you align yourself with. I think coaching matters, despite the fact that if we want to believe that or not. Players can have all the talent in the world, but you need somebody that can be able to utilize it. Like me personally, I look at somebody like Vince Young. Vince Young going to the Tennessee Titans, Jeff Fisher being his coach. Jeff Fisher was a stubborn guy who was mostly defensive oriented and didn't really focus too much on the offense. I just feel like it kind of hurt Vince Young as a player. And I just think that if Vince Young actually had a Sean Payton type coach or even a Kyle Shanahan type coach, I think that he would have been a much better player and probably would have been able to sustain success for a little bit longer than he actually did. I don't think that a guy becomes rookie of the year and then all of a sudden they just forget how to play football. And we can talk about the sophomore slumps and all that kind of stuff all you want to, but I just don't think that a guy just forgets how to play football. I just think that it's up to that coach to actually look at the film and actually understand what this player does well and actually be able to bring to his attention the things that he's not doing. But in the meantime, while you're actually working on the kinks of the things that they actually don't do just as well, you take an offensive scheme and you scheme around the strengths that they actually have. That way you can build up their confidence. And when they start to build up their confidence, you can start going back to the things that they actually lack in, and they'll have the confidence that they'll be able to fix some of those situations. As long as you keep that player feeling like he's not good enough, or you know what I'm saying, he has his ceiling is right here, you're not allowing him to break through the ceiling, you're going to mess with his confidence. And if a quarterback doesn't have the confidence anymore, guess what? I mean, he's not going to play as well. So I think that's the way that it works. Brian says, what do you think about Ian Book's performance in the first two preseason games, sir, in your opinion? I think that Ian Book played really well. I think that he played pretty solid. I think you have to take into account, Brian, when he was out there, you had a lot of guys that were third string, fourth string, guys that probably not going to be in the NFL after tomorrow. So you have to take that into account. So when I was looking at some of the things that I liked about Ian Book, like his footwork, number one. I think that he needs to work on his pocket presence just a tad bit more. I think he's just a little bit too quick to try to roll out of the pocket, but he has really good touch on his passes, and he has really good instincts when it comes to the screen game. I think that that's a plus for him. So it's not a coincidence to me that they have teams calling about Ian Book, because in the right system, I think he can be a really solid quarterback. Wouldn't surprise me at all if a team like, I don't know, the Colts or something like that call for him, because of all the things that's going on with Carson Wentz. You got Sam Ellinger, who's been having a solid training camp. He's dealing with an injury. Eason, you know what I'm saying, is most likely going to be the starting quarterback if Carson Wentz can't get the start. So if the Saints can actually deal him out and you can get some good capital back on it, why not? But I don't think that the Saints are going to do that. I don't look at Sean Payton getting rid of Ian Book. It was way before the Saints actually drafted Ian Book. Sean Payton said that Ian Book reminds him a lot of himself, and I don't feel like that's a coincidence that they end up drafting him. So I think that they have a lot of belief in Ian Book. Maybe to be that guy if things don't pan out, or even a guy if somebody gets hurt to come in and be able to play. I mean, he commands the huddle really well for a guy that's a rookie. You can tell that he was a leader at Notre Dame. So I just think that he needs some reps, and I think that he will be a really solid quarterback. Now, I'm not going to say a really solid starting quarterback. I need to see a little bit more from him before I can actually deem him a starter. But I think that he has a lot of great intangibles to be so young. What do you think they do at cornerback? I think they actually keep it the way that it is for right now. I mean, looking at the Saints cornerback competition, I've seen a lot of guys out there making plays, a lot of young guys who really stepped up. And I think that they made the Saints organization a little bit more comfortable. They made it a little bit more patient, that they didn't feel like they just need to go out here and just grab a guy. You had guys like Paulson Adebo and Ken Crawley in camp making plays. And it looks like Marshawn Lattimore is going to, be able to start the season because, I haven't heard anything about him being suspended. So that's a plus. So you have these young guys that can be able to play. They go out there and they continue to sustain the type of success they had at training camp and some of the games that we've seen in preseason. When the speed kind of revs up a little bit when the games are for real, I think that it'll make the Saints, make it very, very easy for them to be like, you know what, we're gonna try to go with these young guys and see what they got. So that's the way I look at it. These guys have made the Saints organization way more comfortable with the secondary than they were probably when training camp first started. Mike Wells. I thought it was Mike Wells, my homeboy. Mike Wells says because we don't have a real quarterback. I don't know exactly what that means. Um, I don't know what you haven't seen from Jameis Winston to tell you that he's not a real quarterback. That's all I want to know. I just feel like, in my honest, humble opinion, if you watch that game, the last game that Jameis Winston was a starter, and you didn't feel like a level of confidence about this dude being a quarterback for the team, then I just feel like, it's much deeper than you just, maybe you just don't want to see the guy succeed. Or maybe you just don't want to see this dude like take an extra step. Or maybe he just not the guy that you want. But as for me, there's nothing about Jameis Winston I haven't seen to show me that this guy can't win no football games with this dude as your quarterback. I'm sorry. I understand that we got a lot of Taysom Hill supporters up in here, but if you're being real 100% honest with yourself, and you can be the biggest Taysom Hill supporter in the world, but you have to say that Jameis Winston in real time played better than him when they were going up against each other in some of those games, in two of those games. So, I mean, that's the way I look at it. You're entitled to your opinion, but the way I look at it, I just don't understand it. Like, the only way that Jameis Winston is probably going to win over some of y'all is probably him just going out there and winning, and maybe that may not even be enough for some of you. But I want to say thank you. Take this moment to say thank you to the fine folks at manscaped.com, the official sponsor of the State of the Saints podcast. You can use the promo code State of Saints. You can save 20% off on your purchase through Manscaped. Once again, manscaped.com. Use the promo code State of Saints. And back to the comments. Read a few more, and then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. The Shaq 125 says, look at Josh Allen and Mahomes. Stability in the front office, good coaching, and proper development matters. Yeah, you need that. A lot of people just feel like if a guy first pick overall, they should be able to get off the bus and be able to weather any type of storm. First off, transitioning from college to the pros is extremely hard. The speed of the game is extremely hard. The decision making, you have to change that. Your footwork, you have to change that. A lot of these guys go from, more of a shotgun based men right under center. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to work on some of those things. And some of these guys, they possess certain arm talents, but they need a coach to be able to bring that stuff out. They need a coach that can be able to help them see the field the way that it needs to be seen. And a lot of these guys, they go to organizations under a new regime, and a lot of these coaches probably don't have the experience, or they probably don't have the knowledge at that particular time to help that player get to where they need to be. And not to mention, if you're the first pick overall, your team sucks. They suck. They're not good. So you can't always weather the storm. You can go out there and play park ball, but that's only going to get you so far. And when teams start to scheme against you and they know your strengths and weaknesses by year two, if you don't have a coach that can help you see the field differently, then you're going to fail. I don't care how good you are. I never really seen a quarterback without the right coaching to be able to just weather through, a certain situation and just become an all-time great. It always had to be a good organization around that player, or a good coach around that player in order for them to bring out that talent. I just don't get it. Like I don't understand why people just don't understand like organizations matter. Coaching matters. Like it can't just be a person just got a name. Like you need somebody to bring the best out of that player. And if they don't have that, they are going to fail. It's just as simple as that. I thought Pee Wee Herman grew a beard, but it turns to be up to be Nick Wright. Yeah, man, Nick Wright, man, with them hot takes. I don't know what's up with Nick. I don't know if Nick just trying to stay on TV or he believes what he says. I don't know. It's funny at this point. Go face, I'm good. The bad weather is expected here at midnight. Yeah, my mom's out there in Vicksburg, so y'all be careful out there, man. Y'all be careful out there. Mike Wells must be sniffing exhaust fumes. Taysom Hill isn't a real quarterback. Oh, you talking about Taysom Hill? Look, man, Taysom Hill is a quarterback. I've said this on countless occasions. It depends on like the type of quarterback that we're talking about here. Do I feel like he can go out here 17 games and just win games for you? No, I do not. But if somebody was to go down and he needed to play for about 3 to 4 weeks, he can win you football games. I really feel that way. TJ, I'm just telling you, Paulson Adebo looks 6'2", 215, and he looks all the part. The more reps he get, the better and dangerous he gonna be. He can hack it, and he can walk it. Yeah, I mean, look, this dude is extremely confident. I've said this since the first time I ever heard this dude speak. I'm like, man, this dude gonna be something. When somebody carries themselves with that type of confidence, being so young, you have to think to yourself as a fan, and I'm pretty sure as a coach, people that see him every single day have to be excited about him. I mean, he goes out there and he plays like like the lights are not too bright for him. And I don't get this level of nervousness that I would get from like some players. He plays as if he actually knows that he deserves to be out there. He feels that. He believes that. Man said we don't have a real quarterback. Stop it, bro. And y'all sniffing Joe Biden. We not gonna make this a political thing, man. Like we ain't talking about no politics and all that kind of stuff over here. Right now. Like we got other things to talk about. That ain't it, man. So if that's the route we going, we don't need that type of energy over here. I just told you why they got a problem with me stroll up. Jameis Winston. You mean Nick wrong? Yeah, Nick stay like if Nick said get a hot take like that, I already know it's gonna go the opposite way. Prayers for my home state. Yeah, yeah, man. Prayers for the state of Louisiana. They are slowing your signal down again. Are they slowing mine down or are they slowing yours down, man? TJ, how you gonna talk about me this whole time yet ignore my comments? Hypocrite. Um, well, that's because I'm strolling down the timeline, but I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not even gonna get into that. What up, Jared Poor? Shout out from Calvin. Lil Jordan ain't far behind Marquez. I'm proud of them both, and I'm really liking Jawan Johnson. Yeah, Jawan Johnson like looking like he coming on. Might have ourselves a little diamond in the rough. Yeah. What do you say to those who think Sean Payton need to leave? I think that they need to stop. I think they need to stop covering football and talking about football because Sean Payton has really helped this team, get through those little dark moments, back in between about 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. And he was able to change himself. Sean Payton changed himself in the way that he coached. And when you have a coach like that, you got the right one. TJ, we got to keep it 100. Chris Richard is a better coach than Aaron Glenn, and it shows. Look at what Ken Crawley is doing. Well, I'm not going I'm not going to disrespect Aaron Glenn. I think that their philosophies are completely different. You got Chris Richard, who's a little bit more hands-on. To me, the Saints finding Chris Richard like is a blessing in disguise because how this guy isn't a head coach is like amazing to me. But I'm happy for Aaron Glenn, him becoming a defensive coordinator for the Lions, getting himself an opportunity. But I am happy that the Saints got Chris Richard, and I've always been a fan of him. it would have been nice for Saints to scrimmage the Cardinals in Dallas. Yeah, man, but look, I look at it this way. Looking at people like J.K. Dobbins go out and some of these other players being out for the season, I have to say, man, I ain't mad at this third preseason game. I don't like. At least I know for a fact, like the Saints will be able to go to the regular season with some of the guys that we actually need. I ain't trying to see us lose nobody because I want to see a third game of preseason, a game that don't matter. So as for me, I ain't losing no sleep. Like they canceled the game. A part of me, I was kind of happy about it. Now I understand that you got some guys that didn't get the opportunity and they're gonna get cut due to the fact that they didn't get that other game. But at the same time, I'm excited because there's less guys, more susceptible to being injured. Those people don't appreciate real coaching until they gone. Yeah, that's just the way that it goes. And they don't know how to separate, objectivity from emotion. Like a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but some Saints fans just emotionally driven, and they're it's on a drive by drive, game by game, rep by rep basis. And some of the things that they say, I'm just like, man, how the hell did you get to that point? Lattimore pushing to get paid before week one. I thought he should have been got paid, to be honest. Anybody saying Payton needs to leave, needs to get back on the meds or get some meds. Smash that like button. Who that? Yeah, Pat. If you're enjoying the State of the Saints podcast, go ahead and hit that like button. Donald also says the Saints have a good defensive coaches, Chris Richard, Ryan Nielsen, and Mike Hodges. Yeah, I mean, good teachers, good guys, that help these guys to be able to develop. So I do feel like that's the reason why, some of these guys are developing. And I'm gonna read Josh, this will be the final one for the podcast. Says Saints fan base get more emotional than an Al Green song. Yeah, man. I mean, look, but I understand it. I understand why they are so emotional. Like we love our team, but come on, man. Like love the team, but man, come on, man. Like let's be reasonable about this. I just think that people are so quick to like dismiss a player, quick to dismiss a coach, quick to dismiss a team in general, and teams got to work through the issues that they face. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Anything in life, like you have to work through it. Anything that you became good at, you got to work for it. So that's the way I feel about it. Sometimes we just got to be patient, but sometimes, patience isn't our greatest asset as Saints fans. Sometimes, even myself, sometimes I get tired of watching the same issues occur. Me personally, watching the New Orleans Saints defense play well in the preseason is something I haven't seen, and I don't know, God knows how long. So I am optimistic about that. If they can transition to the regular season and play like this, I am excited. All right, and I feel like it'll give the offense opportunity to figure it out. But I want to say thank you to you all. Everybody be safe out there, dealing with the hurricane. Those that are in the path of the hurricane, be careful out there. Be safe. My prayers go out to you and your family. Make sure that you're not going outside. If you don't need to be outside. And just take care of one another, man. We're all one family here, and man, I don't want to hear about any casualties or anything like that. I just want everybody to be safe out here. This show went about an hour, so hopefully, this 1 hour help you to, get away from some of the things that's going on. Once again, you might have some people out here that might not agree with the decision that I made to do the podcast, but I just felt like it was right. I just felt like I just want to give people a moment just to be able to talk about something that we love. And hopefully it gave you a little bit of comfort for these 60 minutes. But be sure, if you like the State of the Saints podcast, give your boy a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Check out Facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. And you can also follow yours truly on Twitter at TJJones8. That's TJAY Jones 8. Till next time, all I have to say is, who that?